It is live.
It's seeing it on your channel.
On the A channel.
Yes.
John, what's going on?
It's in schedule, but yet it's not.
What are you doing? That's what we're gonna flex with. The wife's in the house doing paperwork and shit. So she's being a fucking super cunt. So I'll come sit outside. No, we won't. You can hear me, right? There you go. I appreciate it. So that's all it's on there. Yeah. Orange Smoke, what's going on, man? How are you doing? We're gonna sit outside for a little while. Wife's in the house. She's got paperwork all over the house. My little table that belongs to her that I use, she's got full of paperwork. So kind of says I'm shit out of luck. Yeah, dude. Yesterday was gorgeous. It was like ideal. I think it topped out at like 72. Today, I had that appointment. It was humid as fuck and it was 78, which was hot. I don't know what the humidity was.
I checked it earlier. We got like 84%.
Oh, 84% humidity. So that was hot.
At 9 in the morning.
Yeah, at 9 in the morning. So, you guys can hear me, right? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Yeah, it's warm here too. Usually it's not in the fucking high 70s yet. High 60s, yes. High 70s, no. So, right on. So hopefully it's chilled. I don't want it to be super hot this summer. It sucks. But Orange Smoke, how'd your day go, man? Did were you able to settle down after that driver pissed you off? I did that video about the gun tubers. I won't mention the channel, but I had somebody who's owned a bolt action 50 rifle for a few years and has some really cool guns. And he's showing them all the time. And I always tell him the same thing: how's it shoot? You know, how's it feel? What are you getting for accuracy? And he finally came out and on Instagram, and he's like, "Is it that big of a deal to you that I don't shoot any of my guns?" Well, kinda, yeah. You're a gun tuber. You sit there and make video after video flexing with them and shit that goes to the guns. Not to mention, you know, other channels that just want to do the gun pictures. If you're gonna show guns, go shoot them.
I'm getting working with
8 drumsticks. They are dumbest people I've ever worked with. Holy fuck! What?
Sorry, I'm getting it open up on here so you can see it better. There it
Oh.
goes.
You set it down on the chair. So I'd love to show you my great big mansion, but there's no mansion here. That's funny too, because that guy, he rebutted with, well, some of us don't have the luxuries of having a gun range in our backyard.
You move, lever?
And I damn near came on myself laughing so hard because it's, dude, I live in the city. When we go shooting, we got to do the same thing every other white guy does. Go fucking load your crap in the car and drive. So not being able to go find a range or go shooting is just sad and pathetic. Yeah, it was kind of towards him too. You know the other person I was talking about. Like I said, it was towards a couple, but uh, you know, hey man, you know, you like the glass table? I built that. How about How about that forearm? I built that too. Yeah, I'm committed too. You know, the club I belong to, I'm a life member at. I've been a life member there for 25 years. Um, when I joined that club for life, I had actually belonged to the other four gun clubs in the area. Depending what I was doing, if I just needed to test a firearm, I'd go to one that's closer. If I wanted to shoot long distance, I would go to the one out that I belonged to still. Trap, sporting plays, they all had different things. So um, I was members at other clubs, they had other members, but when I joined out there for life, I don't renew any other memberships now. I just go there. Right, Orange Smoke. I'm pretty. You had a gun range in your backyard. That wouldn't mean you shoot. That would mean you'd have a loading bench next or a shooting bench next to the window, right? Because I would just open the window and shoot out the window. Oh, that's horrible smelling. Oh gosh, I feel bad for you. I remember you telling me about that before. So one of the ranges I belong to is like pretty much the first place that comes up when you look up gun ranges, and it's a FUD range. You know, rightfully so because everybody in this world goes there, and 99% of them shouldn't own firearms. Um, but I used to like going there because they had milk jug matches, and then they had plate racks. They had a plate rack at 200 yards, and then they had a plate rack at 330 yards. So I belonged there to go shoot the plate racks. It was fun to shoot plate racks. But I got kicked out of there for life for rapid firing. They had no more than 3 rounds in 2 seconds, and they consistently hollered at me for rapid firing on the plate rack. And so I took a shot timer with me, and I would do boom boom, and then I would wait my 2 seconds, and then when the buzzer would sound off, I had it set up to a par time. I'd fire the third one, and they came out, they lost their shit, and I argued with them. I said, "I'm following the rules. Fuck off." And they didn't like that, so they kicked me out. So yeah, they are. But like I said, um, it it was they didn't have huge backstops, so there was a lot of people out there shooting shit in ways that they shouldn't have been shooting. And I even tried arguing. I'm like, hey man, you guys are watching me. I'm shooting these plates offhand and I'm hitting them. You know, 3 plates in 2 seconds offhand at 200 yards. Fuck off. Clearly, I'm know what I'm doing, and they they had a problem with it. Um, which again, fuck them. But you know, they it was one of them ranges too served alcohol. So you're trying to have a gun range and promote shooting sports, but you have people going out shooting a couple mags, coming in, getting a couple drinks, and going back out on the firing line, and then you get pissed off because people are shooting recklessly, and they're missing the backstops and everything else. Well, that to me was always an issue, but I did I did like shooting the CMP matches there. I did like shooting the milk jug matches. Um, it's not it was never the end of the world. It was just something I enjoyed doing. It was nice. But when I when I joined the range for life, the yearly memberships were $45, and they were trying to purchase the adjacent property um, to add more pistol bays and the rifle bays, which is where I was shooting yesterday. And they offered a lifetime membership for $550. And so I'd already been a member there a couple of years, so I was already $100 in. And I thought about it for a little bit. I'm like, you know what, $550. Uh, that's not going to take long to get my money out of that. And so I've been a life member out there for 25 years, so I've made money on that. They had a couple ROs over there. and I was shooting golf balls at 200 yards, 22 long rifle. They said, you know what you're doing, and they are, and they walked away. Yeah, got guns and games. How are you doing, man? Glad to see you. Yeah, that's a Troy Industries battle rail, Alpha battle rail. So the little like rubbery things are just that. They're rubber, so you don't burn your hand when you shoot it fast. Um, I assembled that gun. You notice how I say assembled, Orange Smoke? I didn't build it. I assembled it. But uh, 10, 10.3-inch barrel, Lantec Dragon, left-handed upper and bolt carrier, Aero Precision, um, EOTech magnifier, and the PDW brace, uh, Hogue grip. So that's going to be the gun I shoot next weekend for that two-gun match. I may, I'm gonna bring my full-size rifle. I don't know if I'm gonna bring the Stag or my Daniel. Probably bring them both until I figure out exactly what targets or what distances we're gonna shoot. But definitely. Oh, the best part about the Shorty there too is it has an adjustable gas block, so I can turn the gas way down. And it's pretty soft shooting gun. Assembled and built, no, assembled and built are not the same thing. Assembled is exactly what it sounds like. It's taking a box of Legos and putting it together. Built is, I built it. I head spaced it. I machined it. You know, I put the barrel extension on and head spaced off of that. That's building. I machined the lower. You know, when you take a bag of parts and just put it together, put put pin A and pinhole B, that's assembly. Um, there's no there's no gunsmithing involved. That's just anybody. Oh fuck! I got gas. Anybody can do that. Um, heart goes out to you. But I I get irritated when people start saying I built something because there's guns you build. When you build an AK, you know you actually build that gun. And I've built some AKs. I took raw flats. I bent them. I riveted them. I heat treated them. I fit the barrels. I head spaced the barrels. Um, that's building a firearm. You know, it's kind of like saying I bought a car, or I built a car. You know, anybody can go to the parts store and slap some stickers and chrome on it. That doesn't mean you built it. That means you assembled or bought. You know, and with cars are a little different. Like if somebody pulls the motor out of their car and puts a new motor in, that stuff, I would say that was built. Can you say you built the engine? No, you didn't build the engine. You know, you take your small block and you pull off the intake and you put a carburetor on it and a different intake. That's not building a car. That's just assembling. It's parts change. So I know I know some people feel differently, but that's how I feel. Um, you know, like even with pistols, like you know my Glock I used to shoot. So I didn't build that gun. I did machine work for the sights. I did the front cock inserations. I I fit the barrel to it. I didn't build that gun. You know, I assembled it and I fit a barrel. My 1911, um, I kind of did both. So I had a matching slide and frame, but I still fit the barrel. I did all the machine work for the gun. You know, started out as a government model, so I had to remachine the rear end of the gun to fit a grip, the upswept grip safety. I did all the internal fitment work. I fit a new barrel. I did the barrel bush and the cock inserations. I machined the slide for sights. That was a semi build. Um, on an AR-15, if you're saying you built the gun, that means you got an 80% receiver. You machined out the lower. You know, you fit your parts. If you really say you built it, you got a barrel blank like I did from Shiloh on mine. You cut the chamber. You put your barrel extension on. You head space it out. Um, that's building. Building is building. You can't say you built your house and all you did is paint the walls. Does that make sense?
Change the windows and doors.
Um, I'm guilty of using built a few times. Technically, yes. Yeah, yeah. So a lot of people do it, but I've noticed, like I said, certain guys they like to really throw the "I built that" around, and no, you didn't build it because you bought an upper, and you bought a lower and pushed two pins together, that doesn't count as built. Um, and even for my sake, right? Um, there's some guys I follow and talk with, and I mean, they have a full blown shop. Stifler manufactured. He builds slides, right? There's a couple other guys. There's a guy in Texas, uh, Huntington Arms, I think. Um, he he does the same thing. When he builds an AR, uh, he does his own barrel work. You know, a lot of times he'll use manufactured receivers, but he's still doing the core essentials. He's still headspace in the gun. He's still um, chambering it. He's still headspace in it. So, you know, if you buy a Palmetto Dagger and then you buy a drop-in barrel, that's not building a gun. You know, I still think it's a good idea for people to do that. Not necessarily the poor metal state, but you know, some people are really into poor metal. But yeah, I think anything a person's passionate about, they should they should try doing as much work as they can themselves. It gives you greater understanding and appreciation. You know, even with like reloading ammunition, you know, if you've never tried it, try it. You know, get some instruction, and you know, if you don't have the means, find somebody that does. You know, if y'all lived closer to me, I'd be like, come over, I'll show you how to reload. But it gives you an understanding of what you're doing. It makes you educated, and education, I mean, the more you know, right? The more knowledge you know, it makes you a better shooter, it makes you a better gun owner. And my opinion is, if you're going to be a gun tuber, right, and you're going to be telling people information, then you should have a basic um, core foundation of knowledge that you're basing your answers or information on. Don't just regurgitate something that you heard somebody else say and then keep spreading it, because at that point you don't know enough to not know you don't know anything. But man, I had I should show you on my phone. I had YouTube. They sent me a survey today about how I like their services, if I feel like I'm being treated fairly and shit. And I thoroughly expect that count to be getting shut down because I straight called them out. So I I screen recorded the survey when I answered it, and if they don't shut that account down, I will be shocked because I did not have nice things to say. Uh, I showed it to my wife, and she was shocked. Abyss, how are you doing? Did I say that right? Abyss. I call you Sasha, maybe. Might be a little easier to say. Look at that. Yeah, John is into them Walthers. He's got a thing for them. I'm not gonna lie, Walthers are pretty cool guns. That was actually originally what I was gonna buy for Harley. Is I was gonna get her one of them Walther um, pistols, and I liked it. And when we went and looked at them, I liked it more than she did. So yeah, yeah, we're gun flexing. Not as much as usual, but um, we're sitting outside, so I'm not setting up a whole big table or anything. It's nice out, man. Be outside. So if I had a snake handy, I'd put the snake up on there too. Maybe we gotta. Oh, you know what we should do? I got a mannequin mask. I think what I'm gonna do is I should get one of them like BDM masks, the the black latex masks with the zipper. We'll make that a channel mascot. If it's not raining this weekend, I'm gonna the range and get some videos of long rifle stuff, or at least try to film it. Can't walk down to the targets though. Yeah, I hear you on that. Man, get out. it's nice out. Get out and shoot. You know, I want to see more footage from you and John both. To be honest, you know. So, all you guys are sitting here watching and listening to my rant. If you do me a solid, man, I'd really appreciate it. Just double tap that screen, throw a like on the shit. Let's try to drive these numbers up a little bit. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep sitting here and farting. So maybe it's a good thing I came outside. Pre-dog? No, it's a ZPAP M85. It's 5.56. You're gonna try to get some footage that we can arrange him. That's good stuff. So when I still had my shop, when I took guns, get over here. Where you are? Get him. When I still had my shop, when I built things, that would be one of the things I would do is I would go out and I would film the guns because you could see things, especially if you were having problems. You could see it on film. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Orange Smoke and John.
Hi, everybody.
And
Hi, Orange Smoke.
Pre-drag.
Hi, Orange Smoke. Hi, John.
The scope rings and trigger. So
Nice to finish my new rifle yet. What's up, right? I love how we can always tell my voice.
well, you know, there's not a lot of little girls coming to my house. That would be a little weird, you know.
Yeah, but
Not to
I
mention we
hope.
did say your name.
Hey, why don't you let me borrow some Nerf guns?
Your phone's.
uh,
I'm doing good. Thanks.
yeah. We shoot Saturday. We go to southwestern
going in.
part of Wisconsin to shoot.
I screwed up
So
my butt.
it's going to be Miss Harley and me this weekend. So that should be fun. It's on Saturday too, which is different.
Isn't that the first day of the weekend?
Yeah.
I'm going in because I hurt my foot.
How'd you hurt your foot?
Stopped it.
I got horrible gas. Do you want to come over here?
No.
I'll switch places
I
with
stepped
you.
it
I'll
on
go
a
in.
chair like this.
I'll go in if you want to sit
Um,
there, Dad.
That guy, how are you doing, man? I'm doing good. Sorry, I was half looking. I got to hold the phone because it's not inside. I can't see it. So, and my daughter just got home. Is it possible to shoot a micro Draco like a pistol? Absolutely. They're small. You can shoot them one-handed. You're not going to be real accurate with it, but I think in weight-wise, they're probably not as heavy as like a 500, a Smith & Wesson 500 or a Desert Eagle.
Just more so forward heavy.
No, she's going to be shooting the Shadow System this weekend, so it's a USPSA match. She wants to shoot Steel Challenge on Sunday, and I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can shoot both this week. If we can, then she'd use the Black Mamba for that. If we do, I'm going to shoot the 1522, just because it looks like a lot of fun. I've never shot that in a match. But yeah, you could definitely shoot a micro Draco one-handed. The recoil or the muzzle flip, if that's a concern for you, it's not really that bad. A fully loaded 30-round magazine would be a little heavy and add some weight, but it's definitely still shootable. But you got training with the FN Reflux. Love the bottom one, the Daniel Defense. Yeah, I think that's how it's showing up, isn't it? Yeah, look. Yeah, the bottom one's Daniel Defense. Then we got the ZPAP M85, and then the home assembled gun. But she did really good with the Black Mamba. I'm glad that I had her shoot that for the Steel Challenge. We were talking about that last night, and she's like, "That's just hard. You know, well, it's supposed to be hard. Shooting's not easy." But because she shot better the following week when she shot USPSA. Core foundation, breathe, squeeze on the trigger, smoothly, not jerking it, keep your sights aligned, break the shot and follow through. It doesn't matter if it's a 22 or a 50 cal, that's the same on every firearm. So Um, so I assembled it. It's a 10.3 inch barrel, um, Aero Precision, lower left-handed upper, left-handed bolt carrier, obviously, PDW brace, EOTech with a magnifier, um, Troy uh, Alpha Battle Rail with the little rubber inserts, and then Lantec Dragon, and then an adjustable gas block. And ALG, um, I don't know what they even call that. It's not the 3-gun trigger, it's their Super Duty or whatever. Oh, the Daniel. Uh, V11. I can't flip it over. Whatever it is, they got the V7 and the V11, right? It's whichever one that had the key mod, and then it's the Leupold hammer optic. I actually bought that whole gun because I wanted that optic, and they wouldn't sell me just the optic. It was a COVID buy. Had a real nice Atlas bipod on it, sling, different butt stocks. Which reminds me, I want to dig out that other butt stock. Different pistol grip. Had all kinds of shit on it, and it was never fired. Somebody bought it during COVID, and they got rid of it. Had the Ward brake and Surefire Pro Comp on it. It still does. But I bought that whole thing for, what was it, 1,500 cheeseburgers? 1,400 cheeseburgers, and it's a $1,500 optic. So, Arizona Kid, how are you doing, man? I was zeroing my SRO G45 yesterday. Trigger was like trying to pick up sewing needles with chopsticks. Yeah, you know, you can do a lot of work with the Glock trigger. Get one of the Ghost connectors, drop it down like 3.5, 4 pounds. It makes a much better trigger, super easy to put in. It's a cheap part. Don't change the springs or nothing. If you want to use it, keep it reliable. But the little connector is easy to change. I would highly recommend that. Most people would be more than happy with the performance you would get out of that trigger. Thank you, Fanson. You're very kind. What's the maximum distance for precision shot with that ZPAP? I don't know, because I've never sat down and shot it. So I have a brace for it and shit. And when the whole brace fiasco took off, I took the brace off. And I put it in a parts box, and I just haven't put it back on. I want to do an SPR on it. That was actually why I bought it, to do the SPR. I haven't. So, for instance, the AK and the rifle right up above it, they have a real similar linked barrel. The AK is a 10-inch, and the one up above it is a 10.3. The 10.3 I can shoot 200 yards and hit steel plates. So, with an optic and a brace or a stock, you'd be able to hit 200 yards, no problem. Probably further, you know. I would say much past 200, getting to that 300-400 yard range, you're going to start having problems with the bullet staying stabilized and making enough velocity not to start dropping off fast or losing stability. Honestly, Draco's expected distance probably 100 yards, maybe a little further. They have horrible accuracy and bad recoil to the caliber and length of the barrel. Yeah, the mini Dracos though, them are 7.62 by 39, so the ZPAP, that's a 5.56, so it's a little faster and a little bit better coefficient on the bullet. Sold some leather stuff today, ordered a bunch of reloading stuff. Right the fuck on, man. I'm proud of you. Proud of you, Arizona. 36 watching 8 likes. Yeah, come on, guys, man. I mean, do I gotta go get a mannequin head and sit here and talk to it to get likes on a live? So I can go get the mannequin head if y'all want to see that. Yeah, it's 5.56. So I've had like the Dracos. I've had trying to think of the other one it was. It was a mini AK pistol. It wasn't the mini Draco. It was just another Romanian AK pistol. I wasn't a fan of them. they looked cool, but they drum. I'll just say that they were fun with the drum. Otherwise, it wasn't much of a purpose. Um, no, it wasn't. So the Draco, a lot of people call like the Draco what the mini Dracos look like, but the actual Draco, you look just like a short barrel AK with the butt stock on, and now a lot of them look like the Krink style or whatever. But there was another one out there. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. Um, those were Romanian gun. They had the Draco and then they had another one like that, looked more like a Krink. I can't remember what they actually called that. Mannequin had his Engage's room covered in butter. Leave it there. You know how he is with his butter, man. Oh shit. But I had a few times over the years. I had different AKs and 5.56, and them were always kind of the best.
No.
So. Tier 1 Sam 7K. Yeah, Sam, the Arsenal guns are all badass. There's no denying that. There's definitely no denying that. The fucking junkie go back inside.
Yeah.
I think he saw what we were doing.
Probably.
Yeah, fuck up. I've never had a piston AR. Well, I shouldn't say that. The 416's piston driven, but the lower LWRC pistons or the 416 I have, it's a collection piece. But like a lot of the piston guns, they have problems with carrier tilt. Just by the way the piston comes back onto the bolt carrier. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Airsoft or no soft. All right, Arizona, you be good, man. I'll catch you another time. I'm proud of you for ordering reloading equipment. That's awesome. You guys started at work and he's 23 and started talking about all his guns he's into and collecting. I think we're gonna get along fine. Hell yeah, you will. I learned something years ago that when I'd start working with new people and shit, because you always start talking about guns and motorcycles and shit, that I actually stopped talking about what I had. Because you start talking to somebody like, hey, I got an SKS. I'm like, yeah, cool, I got 3 of them. And they just think you're in a competition. Really, you're just trying to connect. So people I work with, I mean, they know I have guns. Some of them watch the channel. Some of them I've gone and shot with. But like the vast majority of people, I don't ever talk to firearms at all. And it's weird because I'll get people that'll come up to me and start asking me questions. And it's because somebody told them to come talk to me. But oh, I just fucked up your phone. But if he's a gun guy, man, show him the channel. Let's get a subscriber out of him. Hey, y'all, don't be afraid to double tap that screen. If you like airsoft, if it's Nerf life or no life, double tap that screen.
You can also turn that thing in the back if you put your fingers over it.
Got it. Yeah. What optic is on the bottom one? That's a Leupold Hammer. It's a discontinued optic. That was Leupold's answer to the Trijicon. So it's a 5 power fixed magnification, illuminated reticle with a bullet drop compensator and shit. And it's a pretty effective optic actually. It's not as fast as a red dot because of the 5 power magnification, but it's fast. The dot in it. It's an upside down horseshoe with a dot for the reticle, and then there's the cross hatching for elevation. It's marked, 400, 500, 600, 800 in there. But the horseshoe with the dot, that's perfectly the size of what a human head would be at 200 yards. It's perfect. You just center it in the dot or center it in the horseshoe, and you get impact every shot. The charging handle, that's discontinued. I used to buy them because I'm left-handed, so I charge a firearm from the right-handed. I don't remember what the company was I used to get them from. The EOTech, I believe that's a 512. That's old. It's a AA version. I've had that since, like 2006. So 20 years old, damn near. And it still works fine. That's a good thing when you buy quality optics. You don't have to replace. I look at some of my optics now compared to the new stuff that's out, and you can tell mine are old, but they still work just fine. I'm not going to throw away, an expensive dot that I've had for 20 some years to go buy something new. It's what works. I'm used to it. A lot of my ARs and stuff, they all have similar optics on them, because then I can pick anything up and it's the same. It's same, you know what I mean? Yeah, Geissele makes good stuff, but like now a lot of them, they have the dual side charging. That charging handle is, again, that's 20 years old. So it got put in that gun because I had them in a drawer. And because I'm left-handed, I put a left-hand or ambi charging handle on it. Now they have wrappers and shit where both sides charge. Even 10 years ago, that stuff wasn't out. Not a sponsor. What's going on? Welcome to the Nerf game. We are airsoft flexing today. The Dragon lady's in the house doing her paperwork, and Gage has gas from butter, so we came outside. I missed your live again earlier. Not a sponsor. I was flipping through when I got home. I came home, and before I even got on YouTube, I had a notification from YouTube Studio about a survey. And so I sat and did the survey, and I'm 100% expecting to be losing that channel. I did not say very nice things. I hate the mil-spec charging handle. The only AR of mine is mil-spec charging is the Panther Arms 308. DPMS, huh? I have a DPMS 308 too. It's got the 16-inch barrel, 16-inch stainless barrel. I don't shoot it much, but I bought it from my brother-in-law, last year or year before. I think I've had it 2 years now.
The year before, yeah.
So they needed money for their tax bill. He bought it, put an optic on their bipod, changed a bunch of shit, just like everybody. Put a bunch of crap on the gun, and then they needed the money, so I bought it. Here's a 16 or 18. Yeah, DPMS used to make good barrels. Their ARs definitely weren't top notch, but they made good barrels. And it was funny because if you could think of a configuration for ARs, and Orange Smoke, you'll know this, some of these younger guys won't. If you guys could think of any configuration you could possibly think of, barrel diameter, barrel profile, twist, what twist it was, you could get you had the option of getting flutes, no flutes, how many flutes you wanted. If you wanted the barrel cryogenically frozen for stress relief, you could get it. DPMS was on their money. That guy started at the time, pretty big company out of his garage. He was a home machinist, and he started a barrel company, and then he started producing DPMS firearms. And when Freedom Arms was going around and buying all these firearm manufacturers up, such as Bushmaster, such as Remington, such as some of the smaller companies, uh, they got purchased and they went out of business. Now, Core Metal State owns them. Um, yeah, DPMS was made in Minnesota. I used to go there. They used to host a 3-gun match, and we would go there. I went to them for like 5 years in a row, and we shot. We shot there. No, 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 no. That's not why they were good. That might have been the best thing out of Minnesota, though. Just like the brats and walleye fishing here. Yeah, yeah. So hey, so you're telling me how great that fishing is in Minnesota. Where's your charter from? Where did you guys decide to go fishing? Wisconsin, because it's the best. Yeah. Was yours a older production DPMS, or is it one of their new ones? So mine, I don't know. I don't remember exactly when he bought it. I think it was probably around that, I don't know, maybe 2016, 2017 mark, I would guess. Yeah, no comment. It's all right. You already told me. You and I both know. We know. You know what's funny? Orange Smoke for lunch today. I'm like, man, we got shit for food. So I went in the fridge and there was a package of hot dogs. And I'm like, okay, cool, hot dogs. And they're old Wisconsin. I don't know if you've ever had an old Wisconsin hot dog, but they're definitely better than Minnesota hot dogs. And they're good. I was actually gonna send you a picture of it and just rub one more thing in that Wisconsin's better at. Um, but I'll be honest, man, Minnesota's a cool state. I sent you them pictures. Was it last night I sent you them pictures, Orange Smoke? But I couldn't have honestly told you where that Adolph was. Like I said, we were going to, and I'm gonna pronounce this wrong, but that Lake Issatach or whatever it's called, the headwaters from Mississippi. My son and I, we were going there, and we turned off of whatever road was, found the GPS. We turned, and there was a big sign that said Adolph, and I saw it, and I went to look to point it out to my kid, and he was like skidding in the gravel to stop to get a picture with it. So.
Really? I think I went.
Yeah, you've seen that picture with Adolph, where he's.
I think.
Yeah, you've seen it.
I probably didn't remember.
Oh boy. Elliott's, huh? I've never had an Elliott. Are they the same thing? Natural casing, smoke, and all that, I assume. Um, there's one of the new ones that you got just a few months ago. Beginning of March and February. Okay. Signs only. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? So we went there, and then one day we were cruising because we went to the headwaters, and we were there for a week. And I didn't know where we were going. We'd just get on the road and just start cruising. And I don't remember what day it was, but we came across that big Paul Bunyan sign, and it was kind of cool. It was a cool thing, but that was Che's 16th birthday. He turned 16 in June 11th, and the week of the 4th of July, we were motorcycle tripping to Minnesota. So that was a cool experience with him and I. But Minnesota was cool. That was cool riding out there, man. Beautiful, beautiful country. On the way out there, we went swimming in Lake Superior. That was fantastic. Frigid. They definitely have different beaches. I never gave it a thought, but they're like all that cobblestone. I kind of tripped me out a little bit when I first went up there because we were going to jump in the swimming hole, and it was all rocks. And, around here the rocks are jagged, and man, that was actually kind of really cool experience walking all them cobblestones. Yeah, it was cold. So he went up to his chest. I went up to like however long my longest testicle hair was. I went up just a little past that, and that was it.
No,
North Carolina. Oh man, North Carolina, we almost neighbors. Yeah, there's, this is one thing I've really been glad, and it's been kind of awakening as we sit here on these lives and we talk with you guys, and to be able to connect with people, not only all over the country but all over the world, man. We get people from Germany that I know. Uh, there's a couple guys from Pakistan, India, and a couple of them are pretty cool. Some of them we diss on and they usually leave, but like I've had the opportunity to meet Orange Smoke now. Not a sponsor, Patriot Arms, um, Ammo, Bullseye Ben, um, all them guys. We chat, and I'm blessed to have had that opportunity. Um, I know that if I ever get to any of your guys' states, I'm gonna let you know I'm there, and I mean we go out for some food or something. I'm fat, so I like to eat. So you're paying. Kids like swimming in it. I stay about an inch below the beans, walking out there. Yep, that's exactly what I did. It was cool though, man. The water was clear too. It was super clear water. But it was hot, man. We were going through there by Duluth. Um, I think it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it had to be close to 100 degrees, and we were on bikes, so it was fucking hot. And we went in, cooled off, and then back on making ground. But yeah, man, I'm glad you found the channel too. I'm really glad that we were able to connect. Yeah, I don't drink, man, and I've never honestly played golf, so I'm not saying I wouldn't try it, but I would probably bring a golf ball cannon. But even so, I mean, I don't hide the fact I'm in Wisconsin. You guys ever come to Wisconsin? Let me know you're gonna be here, and we'll hook up. I'll take you to the range or something. So that's with anybody. I like to take people shooting. I don't always like to pay for the ammunition, but I like to go. The PGA Tour is here most of the time. Are you a golfer? Do you golf? I assume you probably do, being you're bringing it up. But yeah, Minnesota was cool. I dug that. We stayed at it. I can't remember. My wife might know. Well, we stayed at a campground. What's up, Harley? Hey, you're watching that, huh? Put it away.
I just thought about it, and I remembered that we learned about boys.
All right. Come here and tell us. Come here and tell us. My daughter, she's in 5th grade, getting ready to go into 6th grade, so she's been coming home daily, giving me daily updates about what they're learning in health class. So, ladies and gentlemen, all 21 viewers that are watching this, about to be a train wreck. 12 viewers. Go ahead, Miss Harley. Tell us about health class today.
We learned about the boys.
You learned about boys, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You learned we're all pigs. Stay away from us. Yeah. What'd they tell you?
They taught us about an erection.
Oh, holy fuck. What an erection. Well, Harley, tell me about an erection. Come on. You brought it up. You came out here to tell me about it. You learned about
on yourself.
You learned about an erection school.
Hey,
What did
at
they tell
least
you?
my dick doesn't get hard.
Shut up. Duh, watch your mouth. At least your what doesn't what?
Get hard when I look at girls.
Okay, and? There's nothing wrong with that. You're making it seem like it's weird. Is that what you learned in school?
Yeah.
Boys get...
Look at Orange Smoke and John Lincoln.
Yeah, boy. Holy fuck, Harley.
Tomorrow we get to learn about emotions with
emotions.
hormones.
And hormones, huh? Cover your ears. I got a joke. You can't hear this, though. My dad used to tell this joke. He'd always say, boys, do you know how to make a hormone? And, like, naturally, you're thinking about, like, the hormones in the body. And one day, I'm like, no, Dad, I don't know how to make a hormone. He goes, it's simple. You don't pay them. All right, Harley, I'm done.
Okay.
You didn't hear any of that, did you? Oh, good. Good girl. You you stay good and stay good. Stay away from boys. We're all bad.
Yeah. John Wickinson was laughing.
Yeah.
During the times of the
I'm glad for any of you fathers out there, right? You all know having kids is tough. Now, you come home and your 16-year-old kids in the bedroom with the opposite sex, right? If you're a dad and it's a son, you're gonna like secretly be like, yeah, that's my boy, he's not gay. Now you come home and your daughter's in the room with a boy, somebody's getting fucking killed, right? No doubt, somebody's dying that day. So I'm glad, I'm blessed in the fact that I have 2 older boys and my daughter's the youngest. And
absolutely the man she needs in her life is
Her
you
brothers.
and her brothers.
Yep. So I'm blessed that my daughter's the youngest, and you know my sons. You know I don't raise pansies. I try to raise my kids to be good people, strong-willed, confident, and I treat my boys like I want them to be treated. Be firm, be straight on the arrow. You know, my daughter, I'm soft as hell on her. I have a hard time hollering at her, getting mad at her because I feel like a schmuck. I think I was talking about this yesterday or day before, where you know, even when like Gage, her brother, starts giving her a hard time, I remind him that, hey, that's your sister. You don't want to be talking down to her and giving her a hard time, because then she's gonna start accepting that as normal for men to talk to her like that, and it's not normal. Let's see, my daughter's 22, and his son is 19. Yes. So you know exactly. I think we've talked about this before.
Girls are only 5, but it seems to
McDonald's
be
20-piece chicken nugget. I like your rifles.
And I'm
All right, man.
getting worried. It's okay, John Wickinson. John Wickinson. Probably 6 months into 22.
My girl is only 5, but it seems to be flying by, and I'm getting worried.
Don't be.
I'll be honest, man. I think the more kids you have, the more you appreciate it. But, you know, my daughter, she's 11 now, and it's going by so fast. I mean, my oldest, in a couple weeks, he turns 25.
Already?
Yeah.
Yeah, he turns 25.
I thought he was already 25, so.
That time goes by quick. You know, as a person, you know, you guys will understand this too. As a person, you don't ever feel like you're really getting older. I still, I mean, my body's sore. I don't move as quick, right? But I don't feel like I've gotten older. But when I look at my kids and I've seen how much older they get, I kind of have a way of putting in perspective of how old or how much time has gone by for me. You know. Yeah, just wait till she brings her first boyfriend home. That's again why I'm glad that she has 2 older brothers, because I had 2 older sisters. So even now, when my sisters have a problem, I get called.
It's not even fun scaring him anymore. It's boring.
I didn't. What? Our boyfriend is about the size of my ankle. It's not even fun to scaring him anymore. It's boring. That's funny. What does your wife say when you give him a hard time? Does she get on you for it, or she, you know, just let him be? He's a nice guy.
Or she just ignore it.
Or does she encourage it? I'm curious. And what's your daughter say when you bully him? Carly, can I bully your boyfriends when you get one? Yeah,
I
she says,
don't know.
I don't know.
No! He's being mean.
I'm just saying yes.
Yeah, her brothers, especially the oldest, Che, he's a bully. He likes to
loves
bully
to
the
bully
kids. He'll
people.
definitely bully her boyfriends.
Yeah. That's without a doubt.
That's why I'm gonna warn them first, like Jay did Dory, because of that one. Because of your.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna have to poop. But yeah, Orange Smoke, does your old lady holler at you when you get after him?
She always says, "Leave him alone."
Read it louder.
Leave him alone. She always says, "Leave him alone." No, leave him alone. He's so small. You'll destroy him.
So she half encourages it, half tells
Oh,
you to stop.
Dad.
Oh, that's funny.
Dad,
Uh.
was my reading last in January as at 466. This year, well, now that I took it, I'm at 570 with
There
my
you go.
reading.
Making progress.
I went up 104%.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like, not so much with my older sister, but my middle sister, I'm the youngest. I always tried to bully her boyfriends too.
You are the old? Are you the oldest or the youngest?
I'm the youngest.
Yes.
So
So.
like me.
But I'm glad, like I was saying with my daughter, man, I'm pretty soft with her. I don't like to really holler at her. I don't like to get mad. I try to treat her like I would want another man to treat my daughter or their wife, So
I
I
paused.
encourage her to stand up for herself. I encourage her to look at a grown man if they're being an asshole and tell them they're being an asshole.
I'm positive my son would whoop him, and he's 13. Her boyfriend's 23. John
Based
Wickens
off of
says,
everything you're
I'm a
saying,
good guy mostly. I wouldn't hate anymore until they give me a good reason to.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I'm blessed right now where I don't have to worry about boyfriends because I really don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. I mean, I don't. So that's something I'm not looking forward to. But what I will say, John, is spend as much time with your kids as you can. That time goes by so fast. It gets to a point where they don't want to hang out anymore. My middle son here, last year he enjoyed being around and shit. Now this year he's always making excuses why he's got other stuff to do, which is okay. I mean, he's 15. He's got stuff to do. So, I mean, it ain't gonna be long, and I'm gonna be back to having to carry my own gear to the car. But how is that stuff still showing up okay?
Yes, I have to have it up here so it's connected to the internet.
Yeah. So I'll probably, I don't know, maybe 15 more minutes and we'll shut it down. So.
Yes, sir, Orange Smoke. Oh, wait, what did Orange Smoke just say? John, just wait, but the first time he shows up at your door will be enough of a reason. Yes, sir, Orange Smoke. I don't like the thought of it, but I know there's no
Guarantee way you can prevent it. Yeah, I don't like the thoughts of either. I hope that I'm blessed that she, when it comes time, and I hope it for all three of my kids, that they're able to connect with warm people that aren't evil and causing harm. As I sit out here hiding because the dragon lady's in the house. I'm out here with guns. I'm not saying I'm like scared or anything, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid to go inside. I'm even more afraid, to be completely honest. I'm even more afraid if she hears me saying that because she's mean.
Yeah, that's right.
She's mean
I
sometimes.
completely forgot about the Cash App.
Sorry.
Because Orange Smokers are saying you can sponsor us.
Oh,
Harley and
we
Gage,
do.
I'll
We do have
sponsor
a
y'all
Cash App.
next time.
Orange Smoke. If
The
you want
other
to do
channel
that.
is
This channel's not monetized, so I can't do
other
anything that way.
channel is up and running. I can't
You wanna
do
put
it
that
on
in?
this
Yeah,
channel.
that's what I'm doing.
Kid's gonna pin the Cash App if you want to do that.
1 second for.
I'm not the best reader, but I've been getting better. That's why they're testing me. Yeah,
Like-
my girlfriend. Yes, my girlfriend. Dad told me he'll pray that she can't
Came out a lesbian,
a lesbian.
so he wouldn't have to worry about men
men
coming
coming
over
over.
if he approves of me. So that's
all that matters.
There you go.
That guy.
Has
Has he been in your stuff before?
Trying to get this open. I accidentally hit
Hey, your
the
neighbors
flash.
are home.
Actually, I'll just take my phone, type it in real quick.
Here, kid's gonna grab the phone. Open your phone up to the channel so I can read the comments.
My phone's not up.
Usually in the house, I turned the TV on and let this run, but we're outside, so I'm using their phone because I'm recording on mine.
Do you want to put in the channel? I don't know what it is.
My A channel.
What one's that?
Let's chat.
Excuse me.
Did you get it?
Yeah. I just pinned what it is for a Cash App that you have to put in.
There you go. So evidently the kid pinned that. I'm sure you can see that. That guy, how old are you, brother? Have you feeling your age? I'm 47. I almost said 46. I'm 47.
Yeah.
It's all right. Thumbs up at least. At least we get a couple thumbs up.
We're at 12.
You're 21, dude. I'm old enough to be your dad.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's okay though. 21's
Can I
a good
send
age.
a hi? Dad.
Huh?
Can I send a hi
You
in
want?
the
Go
chat?
ahead.
I mean, you can be John Wayne's dad. I believe.
27. You're still young too.
Yeah.
You're 42, 40. So don't get me wrong. I mean,
I'm 42, but I feel 100.
I have lots of pins and fake components, but I'm good. You know. I don't know. It takes a long time to. I don't even know what I want to say. Just mature and figure things out. And I think like the older I get, the less I know, and that's okay.
Yeah, we're very close in age, but I grew up with adults, so I'm very mature and very knowledge and stuff, as I don't like to hang out with kids when I was a kid.
Yeah, I always did the same thing. I always hung out with older people.
Yeah, I can't really handle hanging out with my age either.
So
I like hanging out with
different
kids my age.
settings. Like, you know, I grew up in the country. You know, so for me it wasn't. You didn't go hang out at people's house in the summer. You know, you might get to go to a birthday party or something, but you pretty much I saw friends at school, and that was about it. You know.
Dad, is it true that most parents say they had to cross the oceans, cross the mountains, and all that just to get to school?
I did. Uphill in the snow, barefoot, 10 miles both ways.
Barefoot.
Yep.
Yep.
We were poor, man. We didn't
Yeah,
have
get
shoes.
his shoes on his way to school by taking
Doc
them
has
out.
tried to get me to try acupuncture, but I haven't. So on this channel,
I'm
I
going
did
now.
the other day I did dry needling in my back. Harley was with me, so she recorded
Yep.
it. Acupuncture works. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie, it does work.
I had it in my calf.
The dry needling works too.
I'm going in.
It's
That's all I had to say.
it's not like an instant relief, but it does provide relief. And how it does it is it causes the small puncture, which draws the white blood cells, the healing blood cells, to that area. So with inflammation and stuff, it helps. It does work. I would absolutely, if you're asking my opinion, I would absolutely tell you to try it. And you should do it.
Yeah. It is really weird how it works.
We had to kill it both ways, barefoot. Yeah, we did too. Starting to have a hard time seeing this. Yeah, switch to the bigger screen now. You beat me to it, yeah. She's a good kid. I'm lucky. She's kind and warm. Very, very good kid. Yeah, that's how I feel. My friend, his cousin, 22 long rifle 401. Yeah, that was my thing. I had dirt bikes, I had horses, and guns. So that was country life. That was about all there was to do, and work. Lots and lots and lots of work because we were poor. Seeing they were doing it on the thoracic muscle I tore mine about 15 years ago, and never been the same. Yeah, it flares up on me, and because I have that CDL, I can't take any pain medicine. I can't take muscle relaxers at work, and it bothers me. And that was one of the things that they said, "Hey, do you want to try it?" Well, I'm absolutely willing to try anything. You know, if it gives me relief, then man, stick away. So the dry needling's a little different than acupuncture. Like acupuncture, they'll leave sit there for like 15 minutes. With the dry needling, you saw what they do. They stick it in, they move it a little bit, um, and then they take the needle out. But I think, so with acupuncture too, there's times you feel the little poke, but it's never painful. It never hurts. Um, it's not in any way uncomforting. I know some people are weird like needles and shit, but as long as I don't have to stick myself with a needle, I can sit there and watch somebody do it. It doesn't really bother me. So it's either that or go get some um, tiger cock and crush it up and make tea. Make you strong like bull. Um, but yeah, I had that appointment, and I figured I knew they were gonna do it. So I didn't tell her they were gonna do it, but I asked her to come along, and I wasn't gonna have her videotape it. But the lady that was doing it asked me if it was okay if two other people came in the room and watched. I'm like, well, shit, if you got a whole audience in here watching, I'll have my daughter film it too, you know? So, no horses here. We had tractors though. Yeah. Um, the real struggle is getting kicked out of the parents' house at 3 a.m. and walking the streets in your boxers. I never, I never had that, but that would be shitty. As an 18-year-old, I had that happen. Yeah, that's shitty, man. I feel. I moved out. I moved out when I was 16. It So my mom and dad had divorced, and she hooked up with another guy, and there's only so much a person can take for a while. He could treat me like shit, and I handled that. You know, I dealt with it. That was life. And then he started treating my mom bad, and I beat the dude half to death, and that was it. I had to leave. Uh, yeah, I'm. I got a couple tattoos too, so I always tell the doctor like, "Are you okay with needles?" And you're like, "No, not really," and they laugh. But I needles aren't my favorite thing. Um, nice, that guy must have either had good listening skills or good caretakers. Yeah. Um, yeah. I I don't even know why I got that. I got that after I got that Protein AK. It, I don't know. I had my M18 tattooed on my left arm, and then I got that Protein AK, and I really dug it. So, I mean, it's a cartoony style gun, but I like, I like to do, I'll go up and I did this when I was in the club all the time. I'd go up and point at somebody and be like, "It's not like you got a gun to your head," and it's just kind of, I don't know, kind of stupid or whatever, but oh, uh, I was just never home. I was always out exploring. Yeah, if if I had time, because after my mom and dad separated, uh, the guy she hooked up with, he was on second shift. My mom worked third, so I would have to get up. I'd work all day, and when he would leave, I would have some time to fuck off. But on the weekends and shit, there was no playtime. But we had the horses, so if I didn't have money to buy a couple gallons of gasoline, I'd just go ride a horse. Especially in the summer, just we had a woods and stuff. I'd just go ride. All right, Orange Smoke. If you're out of here, I'm gonna get off too. You go get some food and do all that stuff. I was kind of hanging on But it's getting dark anyway, guys. So I'll wrap this up. I appreciate all you guys hanging out. I enjoy sitting here and rambling on and chatting with you. Uh, I hope that someday we have an opportunity to actually meet. That'd be pretty fucking cool. Um, but with that, I'll go ahead and close this out. For you guys that are watching, if you haven't, double tap that screen, throw a like on it. Otherwise, you guys all have a good night. I'll answer that. What are the gun laws like where you live? So, where I live, if it's legal on a federal level, it's legal here. There's no restrictions on magazine. There's no restrictions on NFA items. There's no special licensing or registration. It's cash and carry. You have to do your background check, but there's no wait-in period on handguns. There's no wait-in period on any of that stuff. So if it's legal on a federal level, you can have it in my state. So with that, gentlemen, I'll talk to you guys all another time. You have a good night. Get out and do some damn shooting.